you. And all you men, I know you're sending me all the text messages saying that we don't have enough men on the stage here today because there's only a couple, 2 or 3 men, and it's all women. But we just have to deal with that. There's kind of a glass ceiling there for us men.
Nobody is sending that text. Nobody sent that text.
Yes, they did. It was unbelievable. And I have it right here if you want to see it. So there it is. So anyway, that's just so sad. So anyway, that's a great job, Dan Gibbons. And we need so much more of you. It's frightening. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And the next guy is such a character that I don't even have the words for him. I do not have the words for him. Only one.
That's hilarious. She got muted.
Who got
We missed like 5 minutes of what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Okay. That's all right with me.
You do not have the power.
I'm not a needy man. Okay, so Sean introduced Fred Van Liew.
Yeah, you only have to spend a few minutes with Fred to really love him, right? Like it doesn't take long.
No.
And we all know Fred. Fred's been texting me for my whole life, I feel like, even though I haven't had the ability to text. Tom, does anybody in longevity send more texts than Fred?
No,
I don't think so.
Nobody has more personalities than Fred.
No. Fred's a communicator. He's a believer in people. I will say, I don't know anybody that works harder than Fred.
Nope.
He is always working, and people that work always need stuff, right? Because they're coming across obstacles and they're looking for stuff. Every time somebody on Fred's team does something great, he texts me. Like, I love that. Get people to recognize your people with you, right? Get people to help. I think that's fantastic. And Fred, every time he sees me, it makes me feel like $1 million. I feel like the most important person to Fred when I'm in front of Fred. Is there anything better that you could say about someone?
Yep.
Like, isn't that what we all want? To be the most important thing to the person we're talking to, right? Like it's great. So I'm venture to guess that Fred's loved ones have the highest self-esteem ever.
Yeah.
And because he's got that gift. So Fred, we're excited to hear from you this morning.
You have 12 minutes.
And you have 14 minutes, Fred. We cut off 4.
Hello, Fred.
You're truly very kind. I see this message that went up on the board a while back that said, oops, Fred's next. Oh, that built my confidence right there.
No, I was talking, I had the lineup wrong.
So I appreciate all the kind words, and I especially like the last one. Fred must have the highest self-esteem. I had 0 self-esteem when I started in network marketing at age 27. I had none. I was extremely shy. I was a total introvert, extreme introvert, and still highly dyslexic and ADD. Other than that, I had absolutely no obstacles to building a successful business. But I had one thing that worked in my favor, and I was very fortunate. I had an upline. I actually had an upline, and they knew, and they had been taught how to edify their upline. And they taught me how to use them to do what I obviously had absolutely no ability to do. I hated the phone, the 100-pound phone. I didn't want to talk to people. I was an introvert. I was very good at the things that I did, but that's totally an area that I specialized in, and that I could go home and just leave that there. No, they taught me how to go step by step, do one thing that I could do to set things up to edify them properly. This is using upline properly. And if you want to build your dynasty and your destiny, learn to use your upline. And if I may say, learn to wear your upline out. I mean, for a while there, Tom was just fed up with Fred Van Liew.
You have learned that one.
Such a pain in the, oh man, and then he turned it around, and I thought, oh, that's sweet. Turn this lemon into a sweet lemonade. But learning how to use upline, wear them out, let them do the work, you make all the money. Now think about that. Upline will hate me after this, but truly, if you can get Upline to work for you, with you, and for your people, and we're in this unique enterprise where you don't have to pay for it. It's built into the system. The rewards are enormous. They're built into the system. Judy Terrell, the most unbelievable. It's worth it for me just to continue to grow so that one day I have, through my team or personally, I meet a Julie and she'll join with me and I don't repel her. And I was very good at repelling people. Very good. Rough edges, I had them. Tom would say, Fred, you still got a few you got to rub off here. I understand, which is why you will always see me on the calls. You'll see me at the functions. You'll see me hanging around Upline, because Upline is the key. It's the CHI, the energy, and it's the KEY that unlocks your success. If you'll use your Upline effectively, you will grow in spite of yourself, because I did. I really had no right to succeed in this business other than I worked my tail off. And I did the most important thing. I got people in front of my Upline, because I knew I didn't have the people skills. I didn't want to talk to people. I just talked enough to get them. You got to meet this person. Unbelievable, incredible. That's what I did. That's it. When I called people, I was told, run in place. Now, don't do this. We don't do this anymore. But I literally did this. They said, Fred, just run in place until you're out of breath. Pick up the phone, have the number, dial it, pick up the phone, say, hey, Mary, you got to get over here by 7. It's unbelievable. Click, and hang up. And they'll come just to find out what was wrong. And I swear to you, that was my first meeting. I must have had 10 people that came to see what was wrong with Fred. And some of them actually got in. And they said, Fred, sit in the front row, stare at the speaker. And they'll think you're excited instead of really nervous, as the sweat poured down my armpits. Absolutely true. That's not how I am now. I look so calm. My wife, when she saw how I would just be exhausted after I'd speak at a function, she said, why are you so tired? She said, you look so calm and in control when you're out there. I said, you should see what's going on inside. So, let your upline do the work. Why do I say that? If you will edify upline, here's the thing. You edify upline, and upline will always edify you. And you are going to lose credibility quickly with those people that are most familiar with you, your friends, your relatives, and your team. They love you dearly, but you're the local guy. You're the guy that's always there. So they stop listening. And it doesn't matter who and what you are. They're familiar with you. So you edify upline. Upline will come in and they will totally edify you and relight the respect and fire that belongs to you from your downline, which you have in effect built. It is because of you that it's there. Never forget that. They have done it, but you did it with them. And in many cases, you did it for them. I had so many people in my upline build my downline, and they put out the fires that I created. They cleaned up the messes that I created. But if you'll ask Tom, they appreciate those messes and those fires. The Bible says, where there are no oxen, there is no yucky. This is not a word. In other words, if it's clean, there's no one doing any work. So I am so good at creating a mess. Oh, I am so good at creating chaos. I am so good, because that builds team. And I will tell you, just in the last 2 months, I have a gal, she's this close to going 1-star. In 2 months, she was sick. She got her CEO pack, how many else? Just after she got sick. She's working her tail off for relatives. She's got no time. And yet she would pick up the phone and just call a friend and say, you've got to call Fred. This man's amazing. She just edified me, say, you have to call him. And she'd tell me such and such is going to call. And 2/3 of them actually called. She was edifying me so well. And I'd listen. Oh, Fred finally, after 68 years, learned to listen, because Tom Chenault said, you're too damn smart. You got to turn off your brain and open up your heart. And he said, you got to start listening, Fred. And I listened to him. finally. And it's made all the difference. So I listen to these people, and it sometimes be an hour or two. That's a lot of time. So worth it. I literally 80% or higher joined. I mean, this gal, she's got 14 people on her team, 6 CEOs, 2 distributors, and 6 personal customers, and still growing. And she has been able to do only feed people to Fred. Now, I had 2 girls a while back, and in 8 days, they went 1 star and got a $300 car bonus. 8 days. They were just about wore me out. But I was on the phone constantly from morning till night with people they put there, used conference, what do you call it, conference call, and we used to do those. And but the rest, one-on-ones on the phone, they'd either put them in on a 3-way, edify the heck out of me, and drop off so they could go do what they had to do. The second month, they went 2 star and a $600 car bonus. And it was like, jeepers, because they had people all the time. The third month, they went 3 star, an $800 car bonus. And they came the closest to anyone to making me say, enough, uncle, enough, you got to start doing this. But no one has ever gotten me to say uncle. Tom Chenault keeps giving out his phone number saying, people, call me. If you need help, I'm here. The man has hundreds of thousands of people out there, and he still says, I'm here for you, just call. And he answers his phone, or he gets right back with you. And it's like, how do you do that? Well, it's real simple. You realize if you'll use your upline, you'll do what very few people actually do effectively, and your upline is ready to help. That's what they do. That's what we learn. That's what we learn, and we want to help people move their lives forward, personally, financially, and in my case, health-wise. In Julie's, you all want pretty fingernails. I could use pretty fingernails, but it would look kind of silly. But I'm really fascinated. What an amazing personality, all right? And you want to use that upline. Now, I also learned upline means people much more successful in this industry than you. They don't have to be in your immediate upline. I have so many of those that are blessing me, the ambassadors and all. And why do you want to use your upline? So you can grow, so you can learn. If you're at a meeting, instead of talking, perch yourself next to, I learned the biggest pin, the most successful person in the room, and listen to them answer questions. I'm going to listen to the man who's so, like Tom says, organized. He's everything, every T crossed, every I dotted, and that's Scott Fardulis, my mentor, my teacher, my friend, unbelievable. Our personalities couldn't be more different. But I figure if he can tolerate Tom, he can tolerate me, because me and Tom are much too close. I mean, the more I see Tom, I go, oh my God, that's me. Oh, we're even the same age. He's a little older, so I have to respect him. And I do enormously. But it's that upline. Scott Fardulis has always been there. Scott was in putting out a major fire that was created through I didn't even know there was a fire. And in fact, my strongest leg. And Scott was working that leg and in there and building relationships when I didn't even know he was working it, saved that entire leg. I didn't pay him a dime, other than what's built into the system. It's just there in their hearts. They know what to do. We've been trained. Use your upline. Do not be afraid to call, to text, to email. Oh, upline also knows this. We know how to say no. Because we know when you're just kidding. Because we're going to also put the flame under your feet. We're going to continue to feed your dream. We're going to continue to ask why. My mentors do, you know. Sometimes you have to say, why are you doing this? As Tom says, we work hard. I love this. I mean, I really do. I love this entire industry. I love working with the people now. I am a totally opposite of what I used to be. And I so love what God has allowed me to become, which is, by the way, when I started changing, when I saw how God saw me. You have to see yourself as God sees you. You have to listen to your mentors and upline and ask, how do they see you? Because you can become what you want to become, because they can see you as you are. And they'll also see that you're good. You really are. We see it. Just like most of us, like me, before this industry, I only saw everything I couldn't do. I'd pick myself apart. I would crush myself because I failed at this. Upline's there. They're there to support you. They're there to motivate you. They're there to admonish you when you need it. But I will tell you this, Upline will never put you down to your downline unless it's by some mistake or some brain aneurysm that happens on a particular day. We only want the best for you. And when you really get that through, no other industry is that the case. If you were in the corporate world that Sean was in, for him to move up, he had people above him that were petrified that he was as good as he was because they'd take their job. He'd take their job. Not in this. Tom's saying, come on, grow bigger than me. Grow bigger than me, just try it. But he'd love it if you did, because you know what it does to his income? It doesn't make his income go down. You can become, I got in this 6.5 years ago, #1 in the world. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying I just had to prove a point because I was told something couldn't be done. So in 2.5 weeks, I became #1 in the world of CEO packs. I stayed there for a few months, and then I stayed in the top 12 for about 1.5 years. Helped people like Noah and a doctor that I had enrolled also become #1 with CEO packs. And I remember going to a meeting with Tom Chenault, the biggest in the world, out there in Denver. And I'll close with this. He's my upline. I wanted to know who he was. I'd never met Tom Chenault. I flew out to his meeting. He had the room was packed. And there's Tom Chenault in front of the room in short sleeve shirt, left thing untucked, hanging down. And I'm thinking, you've got to be, I'm in a literally Hong Kong tailored suit, French cuffs, taking in and the only person that was dressed better than me was this professional football player kind of just in the front of me, whose sweater probably cost more than my entire suit. And my suit was an expensive suit. And there's Tom up there with his shirt hanging out. And there's Scott Fardulis trying to imitate Tom. He didn't have his shirt hanging out, but short sleeves. And I'm thinking, isn't this a business meeting? And I saw Tom just totally relax the entire room. They were listening, they were relating. And then Denise got up there. Now I had a hang up about women. They usually just go on and on with trivial tripe. All right. And then she got up and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And all of a sudden I'm writing 3 pages of notes and she gets finished in like 5 or 7 minutes. I mean, I'm like, oh, unbelievable. Oh gosh. And I've now found several of those women, of which I now have to put Julie Terrell in there. I mean, that I really have to listen to because they have so much to give, this chauvinistic male here. But I appreciate this industry. I appreciate the business. I appreciate you. And I appreciate Upline because they get it done. Get to their meetings. Never miss a phone call that your Upline is doing. Never miss an opportunity to train with your Upline, and the people they bring in, they'll bring in for your benefit. So I'll leave you with that. And I thank you, Tom. I could hear the consternation in his voice when he first called me to put me on because he knows I always go over. And I'm a loose cannon. You never can tell what I'm going to say. And I could just hear him choking on the words. Fred, we'd like you to speak. So I do appreciate it very much. And I love the industry. I love my upline. I love all the members of this team. And I especially love this Julie Terrell. Gosh. Oh, Dan, you for me were an acquired taste. And I will tell you, I am learning so much from you. It wasn't easy at first. And you hit it on the nail. Because I had to be honest with myself. Thank you for that. Love you very much.